Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melody, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on the topic of fame and if you are meant for it. So we've got three piles today. We've got Carnelian, Opalite, and Celestite. So pause the video if you need to, take a few breaths, say your name a few times to yourself, clear your energy, and then choose your pile. As always, the timestamps will be in the description box. There should be chapters. Since I'm late posting this video and it will be uploaded right away, if you click on it as soon as it's uploaded, there might not be timestamps. So just be patient if there are no timestamps. Otherwise, I will see you at your pile when you are ready to pick it. Oh my gosh, so pile one, when I tell you that Mercury retrograde, the post shadow has been beating my ass. I cannot believe I recorded the intro, and then instead of pressing pause to get the pile one set up, I pressed stop and then was just like, oh yeah, keep going on with my life. So I had your whole reading done, pile one. I had it all done. Let me get everything situated how it was. Nope, it was like that. I literally had it all done. This was not your spread. Let me pull out. I'm gonna pull out the cards. I promise you. I shuffled and everything. So don't look at me crazy for doing this. I just remember what it was, thank God. But yeah, I stopped recording and I had probably like gone and talked for like 15 minutes. It's just, yes. Oh, lovely. Those two were still next to each other. What was the third card? Oh, the Two of Swords. That's right. God damn it. It's just lovely. Yeah, I tell you, the post shadow beat my ass more than the fucking Mercury retrograde did. And that's for real. Like, I can't even remember right now what all has happened, but like, yeah, it's happened. Okay. So, originally, to start out your reading, and I hate that I'm going to have to summarize everything, but I did your whole reading already, pile one, I'm sorry. But start out your reading, I shuffled my deck, I was like, alright, Spirit, is pile one meant to be famous? And three cards came out. The Hierophant, Page of Swords reverse, and the Two of Swords. And so I said, based off these three cards, I don't feel like you're meant to be famous. I don't think you even really want fame, pile one. I think with the Hierophant here, I see you just pursuing a more traditional career, meaning in the sense that you like go to school, you study, you do like 4 to like 8 years of school. I think what a master's degree is 6, a doctorate is 8. Am I wrong? Something like that. I think I just see you studying something. Maybe it's not traditional school. Maybe you go to a trade. Or maybe you study like outside of school, like in the sense of like you you're an apprenticeship, or like you go to a mentor or something and they teach you. But yeah, with the Hierophant here, I just feel like fame, I don't see it. I see tradition. But the Page of Swords being in reverse, I felt like you don't want to be famous. You don't want to be perceived. I'm like going to check and make sure it's recording. It is. But yeah, you don't want to be perceived. You don't want all that attention on you. The Two of Swords, though, I felt like there was some indecision about that, though. Like maybe a part of you wants to be heard. You want to share your voice. You feel like you have things to say and people maybe around you right now aren't hearing you. But then again, the other part of you was like, I don't want to be perceived. I don't want people to see me. I don't want a spotlight on my life. So because of these three cards, I genuinely felt like fame is not really something for you. So then I pulled 3 more cards and I was like, okay, what kind of career does pile one want? Give me a second, I need some water. So then we got the Three of Wands, Death, and the Three of Swords in reverse. And because of these 3 cards, I feel like you've put a lot of thought into what you want and a lot of hope that one day the right career kind of like, maybe it doesn't fall in your lap is not the right word, but like you have an idea of the impact that you want to have on the world. And because of that, I feel like the opportunity is definitely on its way. Like your ships are coming in. That's what the 3 of Wands usually means. It's like the fruition of your hopes and dreams and the spark that you lit, the flame, because that's what the Ace of Wands is to me. It's like a flame that's been lit, which then continues to light like the rest of the wands as the deck goes on until it gets out of control later on, the 10 of Wands. But yeah, like I feel like that spark has been lit, and like you have an idea of what the impact you want to have on the world is. And maybe for some of you, you know for sure like what kind of career you want to have and you're actively pursuing it. But I feel like a lot of you are still struggling with that decision of what you really want to do. But like an opportunity is definitely coming in for you to grow into the person that is going to have the impact on the world that you desire, pile 1. But the Death card, I think something about this makes me feel like some big transformation has to happen. So like a big ending has to happen for this beginning to happen for you to maybe even start the path to what is going to end up being your career. But with the Death and the 3 of Swords in reverse, I feel like something about healing is where your career, like the theme of it might be. So for some of you, that's literal in terms of that. You're working in the medical field. You're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a physical therapist, you're an actual therapist, or like a psychologist, something like that. For others, like you're a motivational speaker. I also talked about with this part of the spread, the Hierophant, the Page of Swords in reverse, and the 2 of Swords, that for some of you, like I said, you have a desire to be heard, but like at the same time you want to pursue traditional schooling or something around that. And I mentioned that like there's tons of people on TikTok that I follow. Abby Sharp is a nutritionist certified, and she debunks a lot of like fad diets and stuff like that, and like talks about what a lot of women actually need to fuel their body correctly and have balanced hormones. And that's what her content is about. She doesn't really talk about her life and like what's going on behind the scenes in her life, but you know, she has a platform that she uses to educate people. So in that sense, maybe you desire to have something similar to that, where like you have a platform, you're on social media, you have a following, and you get to share your knowledge and your voice in that sense, but like there's still like a curtain on your life, and like you're not actually like sharing your life or doing get ready with me vlogs, talking about your relationships, stuff like that. So for some of you, I could see that being how your life pans out, or your career pans out rather. For other people, like therapy, I said, being a therapist, motivational speaker, yeah, or like having that type of platform, but something around healing. I feel like whatever path you choose career-wise is going to have a healing impact, or it could just be healing for you as well. Yeah, I also talked about childhood and how like some of you, what you've went through in your childhood, some sort of childhood trauma affects this path that you go on to finding your career. That kind of just came up with the Death card, and the 3 of Swords being about healing. And then I pulled more cards. I was like, let's pull more cards, and I pulled the 4 of Cups, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the King of Cups, about like what direction your career should go in. And I feel like your direction of your career needs to be the opposite of where you're at right now, because I kind of feel like this is hinting about where you might feel like you are right now in your career, which is bored and discontent with the 4 of Cups. You don't have a spark, no drive, no motivation with the Ace of Wands in reverse, and you might be feeling emotionally drained with the King of Cups in reverse. empathetically burnt out, maybe even. So you're like, healing, maybe being that. I don't want to heal. Like right now, you might feel like there's conflict around you that you have to be, oh, I dropped the card. You have to be really strong. You might have to have your guard up. Life feels like it has to have a lot of courage. Again, discontentment with the cards you've been handed, with the Five of Cups that talks about, crying over spilt milk, maybe not necessarily seeing the value that you still have in a situation or a person even. But yeah, the Knight of Swords kind of made me feel like you might be on the defensive a little bit. Like, yeah, just feel like you might be in survival mode. It's kind of what I was talking about. So I feel like what you pursue should have you feeling motivated, driven, focused, determined. It should have you feeling the opposite of these three cards, where you're not bored, you're not discontent. You have your spark back. You have creativity and ideas and passion. And your cup is so full that it runs over and you can give to others. Like you have that space where you feel like you can give. So that's what I pulled tarot-wise. Sorry if that felt rushed, pile one, but like I said, I did your reading. So then I pulled an Angel's Answers card for you, and I was like, is pile one meant to be famous? The Success card came out, and then on the bottom of the deck the no was in reverse like this, but I was like, honestly, I feel like it's just straight up no. Like, no, you're not meant to be famous, but you are meant to be successful. So you are meant to feel success in your life. So like I feel like, yeah, you're gonna be successful. I had some other thing that I said too, but honestly I can't remember. But then I pulled a card from the Soul's Journey deck, and that was the Perseverance card, and on the bottom of the deck was Courage. And I said, pile one, just keep going. The Perseverance card, it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. So when that spark finally comes, that opportunity finally comes where you're like, this is what I want to do 5, 10, 15 years from now, pile one, like you are going to be successful in whatever it is that you choose to actively pursue career-wise. And you just have to have the courage to keep going, and you have to find that inner strength to face fear with confidence. So like, yeah, I know right now you might be feeling burnt out. You might be like, what's the point of life? You might feel like, am I ever going to be happy? Am I ever going to be financially stable, financially free, financially secure? Like, yes, I generally feel like you will be successful and you will find financial stability and freedom. And like, you're going to be one day, you're going to be happy that you continued on and you fought for it. You fought for your happiness and you fought for your peace, because it's going to be so worth it. All right, pile one, I'm sorry that if that felt rushed, but like I said, I did your reading and it just really fucking sucks. I messed up. Mercury retrograde has me looking crazy, even though it's supposed to retrograde shadow. The shadow has me looking crazy for real. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose Opalite, this is your reading, and we will be asking if you are meant to be famous. So let's just dive right into the tarot deck and see what it says. Alright, pile 2, please, Spirit. Pile 2. Is pile 2 meant to be famous? Okay. Is pile 2 meant to be famous? Interesting. Is pile 2 meant to be famous? Okay, we got more cards than I meant to. Interesting. 2 cups on the bottom of the deck. I feel like... Okay, so 7 of Pentacles is about, like, you put in the work, you put in the heart, like, you planted the seeds, and you're waiting to reap what you've sown. So I honestly feel like maybe you've already been, like, actively working on content creation. You've been actively working on building a platform. But the Queen of Swords, like, I feel like you'd be talking your shit online. Like, you have something to say, you post a video, you just say what you want to say. Like, you don't really mince your words. The Queen of Swords is, like, direct. She says how she feels. You know, she's blunt about it. She wields her sword, but she wields it wisely. It's upright. You know, it's not reversed. You're not just a bitch with it. The Devil card being in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles being in reverse, though. I think, like, there's some struggle with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. It kind of makes me feel like there's some struggle with having a traditional line of work, like a traditional career. So, like, going to school, learning, you don't learn, like, the way that school teaches you to learn. Like, you have, the way that you learn things is, you have, what am I trying to say? What's the word for it? Because I'm sure there's a word for it. It's like how some people learn by, like, touch, or by listening to instructions, or by, like, videos or something like that. I just feel like you learn differently than others. So this traditional way of picking up skills is just not the way for you. Kind of giving, like, jack of all trades, master of none. I feel like your career has led you in, like, a windy path. But at the end of the day, you have goals. And, like, you know what you want to pursue. And you've planted some seeds for it. But it's kind of sporadic. Like, you're kind of here and you're kind of there with it. The Devil being reversed, though, is kind of losing me. I'm going to be honest. The spread is a little bit different. I don't know if you're meant to be famous, Pile 1, but I know that you're not meant to pursue a traditional way. You're not meant to pursue a traditional way of work. With the Queen of Swords, you're like your own leader. You're your own boss. Queen of Swords is a boss bitch. You know, you want to be independent. You don't want to be, like, tied to something, is what I'm getting with this. Okay, it took me a second. You don't want to be tied to something. You don't want to be tied down to one direct path. You like having multiple sources of income. You like being indifferent. Yeah, like, you don't want to just be tied down to one job. Maybe you've worked multiple jobs, Pile 2. I'm there with you. I feel it. Double check and make sure it's a recording, because I just had this whole issue with Pile 1 not recording, and I had to go back and record it again. Yeah, I was supposed to go through the book, and I ended up in the cup section. I didn't even like go through the major arcana. Somehow ended up over here. But yeah, then it clicked, and I was like, whoa, Queen of Swords, the Devil reverse. Yeah, you don't want to be tied down to something. You want to be free. So, like, you don't want to just go to a 9 to 5, and your schedule every day is Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, which is not even just the 8 hours, right? You've got to get up and get ready for work. You've got to commute. Then you got to commute back home. It's just not for you. It's not for you. So you might have had a lot of judgment on your career or your job decisions because you're not traditional with it. You didn't pursue a field of study. With the 8 of Pentacles being in reverse is actually what I'm getting with that. You decided to plant your seeds in a different way. And you're just waiting for the sprouts. You're waiting for it to, be ready to harvest. So you might feel like, is that ever going to happen for me? Am I ever going to get my life together? This two of cups on the bottom of the deck makes me feel like you will. But I think it involves someone coming in and forming a partnership with you to help you grow into whatever it is that you want to pursue. So because of this spread, I feel like, yeah, you're meant to have an audience. I don't know if you're meant to be like A-list level of fame, but I do feel like you're meant to have eyes on you. It's something that you desire. I feel like social media plays into that, like content creation plays into that. You see it as an avenue of passive income. Not only passive, because you do got to work for it. You've got to post content every day. I mean, it's something that I struggle with. Like, I'm here on YouTube and trying to grow my subscribers for years. Like, but I'm so inconsistent with it. I'm trying to be more consistent with it. So I feel like maybe that's something you've struggled with. But I think whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're just not meant to do it alone with those two of cups and on the bottom of the deck. You're not meant to do it alone. But yeah, I think it's kind of 50-50 here. Like for some people, like your audience is meant to be small, but because like maybe you're a micro influencer or something like that, but you still, it's like big enough for you. So you might see it as fame in a sense, because people watch you and they like your content, and it gets to that point where people like wait are excited about what you post and stuff. But it's not like Kim Kardashian, Sabrina Carpenter, trying to think of all the names and I see on a regular basis, Zendaya. Like, it's not that level of fame, but it's something, and it fulfills you. And I think whatever you end up doing is going to end up being fulfilling, and you are going to reap what you've sown. Pile 2 with the 7 of Pentacles here. All right, so let's get some more information on what it is that you're meant to do career-wise. What is pile 2 meant to pursue career-wise? What career is pile 2 meant to pursue? Four of Wands. Interesting. Something about the home and family. Or even maybe a wedding? Love how the devil came back out. Something karmic. 2 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, even. Interesting. Yeah, like, so 4 of Wands, like celebration, weddings, home, family, like a new home. So I'm getting like, for some, like wedding planner, wedding photographer, interior designer, or maybe you have kids and you make content about being a family, or hopefully you don't like make your kids your content though, but like you could talk about being a parent, or you could talk about just family in general. So like, yeah, some of you, or like party, you could be like a party planner, celebrations, 4 of Wands is. But yeah, I still feel like it's something that doesn't tie you down, isn't like conventional, even though those careers are kind of conventional, but like there's a sense of freedom to being an interior designer, right? Like every space that you design it's a new canvas. Same with like being a wedding planner. It's like a new canvas. It's new clients, you make your own hours even. Like, yeah, you got to work hard, but you make your own hours. You're not like set in the office 9 to 5. Like, you have your own schedule. You run your own books. You book your own clients or whatever. Or like being a wedding photographer, same deal. It's not the same thing every day. It's not monotonous. And I feel like that's something that you desire. 9 of Cups being in reverse. That's interesting. Because the 9 of Cups upright is about like wishes fulfilled, dreams coming true, like you're completely satisfied, like this is, you got everything you wanted out of it. So when it's reversed, it's like the opposite of that. You're not getting everything that you wanted out of that. Where something just pans out differently than you thought. So it kind of makes me feel like what career you're meant to pursue is not necessarily what your dream career right now looks like. I still feel like it's going to be fulfilling and it's going to bring you joy. But also, I see it as like a means to an end, if that makes sense. It's like one of the many other side quests that you'll do. But it brings you enough joy, enough happiness that you continue to do it, but it also brings you income to fulfill other desires that you have. Because we have this Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and that's like keeping yourself, that's a very like tedious balance of making sure that you don't overspend. You don't overspend your energy, your money, your time. And you're also trying to like invest and like not feel overworked, and just like it's like tense balance that Two of Pentacles is. So I feel like whatever it is that you end up pursuing career wise, it's like I said, it's a means to an end. So like you use it to fuel other things that you want to do, but you like it enough to do it. And I don't think it's going to be like your only career. I think it's a transitional one. So like it gives you that freedom that you're sensing that you want, but it's not like the end all be all that you wish for. But like, let's say you go down that interior designer route, or like wedding planner, or event planner in general. Like you plan events of all kinds, or anything to do with celebrations, home, family, something of that nature. It's enjoyable. You like to do it. It gives you the freedom that you seek. And you make content around it. You post to YouTube like, oh, this is the event I'm planning, and this is all the work that goes into it. And let's do a vlog behind the scenes of this big 150 people event that I'm doing, that I'm planning. And you build a following, and you get another source of like passive income, and also the audience that you seek and desire, and you're gaining more followers, subscribers, or whatever. So I see like this career as like a means to an end in that sense. And then because you've been able to put aside so much money, then you can do other things that you want to do, like travel. I feel like at the end of the day, you might have wanted to be famous because you wanted to be financially free. You see, you have tied like fame and money together, and you see them together. It's like if someone's famous, they've got a lot of money, and that's not necessarily the case. I think really you just want to be rich enough to where you're financially free, and you can just like do whatever you want to do. It's just like maybe not even work. Like you see a career as like, I make a lot of money so I can do what I want to do, which fair enough, fair enough. You want to travel, you want to lay in bed for like a week, but like go to work and make money when you want to. You want to go to Disney World, you want to go to Coachella, like you wish you had all the money to do that, right? You want to take a cruise when you want to take a cruise. You want to go see your long distance friend whenever you want to see them without having to put in a time off request. I think whatever career that you have is never going to be as fulfilling as not having a job. But still having the money to do what you want to do. Am I recording? Because I'm speaking. Alright. What else? Yeah. What career is pile 2 meant to pursue? So I'm like, you don't want to work in general. I'm not going to take that. What career does pile 2 want to pursue? Oh my god, everything wants to just jump out. Yeah. What career is pile 2 meant to pursue? There we go. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles again. Why are we getting the same cards? Because it's like the same message. So just go ahead and pull the next 2 cards and then let's wrap it up and move on to the Oracle deck. Temperance or Judgment in reverse. Interesting. Yeah. 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So back to the 7 of Pentacles again. Like you've planted these seeds of desire, of manifestation, of like you've learned something here, you've learned something there, and it's like all gonna come together at some point to form like whatever it is that you end up pursuing. Like I saw this tweet years ago that's like some lady that was like, you know, when you reach a certain age, I think she said 50, you realize that all the little things, that little skills you picked up along the way, they matter again at some point. So I feel like that's you. Like the 7 of Pentacles is partially like, yes, you've planted a lot of seeds and you're waiting for your harvest. You know, you're waiting to reap what you've sown, but also like, which is again part of 7 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands kind of go hand in hand, that they both mean perseverance. But in this sense, it's like you have to keep persevering to see the result of what you've poured into, basically. With the Judgment card being in reverse, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggle with the Judgment card. It's interesting for it to show up here in terms of like being are you meant to be famous reading, because I think like Judgment is something that you struggle with, pile 2, like being perceived and people seeing you, fully seeing you, is something you struggle with. So I think maybe you've dealt with a lot of misunderstanding in your life. Yeah, with it being reversed, I'm kind of taking it in the literal sense, because Judgment is like your judgment day, like your reckoning. So when it comes out in reverse, I'm like, yeah, here in this sense, when I ask like what career you meant to pursue, again, I kind of feel like there's some sort of like escapism that fuels you, pile 2, or you don't want to face the music, in the sense of where traditionally people take a certain path. They finish high school, they go to college, they graduate college, they get married, they have kids, they become grandparents. That's like a very straightforward line that some people adhere to because they need to be told what to do. I think you don't want to be told what to do. I think you want the freedom to live life how you want to live it and not have people telling you how to live your life. Again, part of me is reading this as like you don't like the watchful eyes. I think that can go hand with that Queen of Swords, where I was saying like having a superior, being in a 9-to-5 or that type of sense. Where someone is like your manager or your supervisor or whatever, and it's like, what's the word? Where they're like always standing over your soldier. Soldier? Can I talk? I swear to God, it's still Mercury retrograde, even though it's the post shadow though. But it's like, But yeah, micromanaging. There we go. I feel like you don't want to be micromanaged either. Seven of Cups in reverse is like, because when it's upright, it's about like having a fantasy or struggling to choose multiple options. And it's like the disillusion coming out of being illusioned. So disillusionment. And so I feel like part of your journey in your career is to realize that what you thought you desired, what you thought was your dreams, what you thought would make you happy with this Nine of Cups in reverse is not actually what gonna make you happy. And you're gonna pursue a different path that is gonna be a means to an end to what makes you happy, which again, like I said before, I feel like financial freedom, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, is your ultimate goal. Like those people that set up a business and they like get the business going enough to where they can just be hands off for the most part and go to the office like once a month or once a year. Like that's how you want to live your life. You want to be that CEO that spends most of their career on the golf course. That's their job for real. And they go to the office like once a month or twice a year. Excuse me. Just to see how things are going. I really feel like having a career of any sort like would drain you. But I just see you being like jack of all trades, master of none, and you just keep floating through life until you find it. You find that one niche that is going to be the means to the end for you, to where you're able to have that sense of freedom that you desire. All right, let's get into the oracle cards. Alright, pile 2, please spirit, pile 2. Is pile 2 meant to be famous? Romance. Interesting. Which I kind of said, like, weddings and then a relationship, a partnership of some kind is gonna help you in some sense in your career. Like, the success or whatever it is that you desire career-wise is going to be helped with a partnership. I feel like I'm speaking riddles, but that's kind of what I was getting when we first initially pulled cards, and that Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So again, also I feel like for some of you, like maybe you're in business together with like your spouse, or like a business partnership. It's not necessarily romance in general, but like a partnership of some kind helps again with your career. Again, I'm kind of going back to that wedding, like event planner type of shtick. Wedding photography, something like that. You're a wedding singer, maybe? I don't know. Maybe your career has to do with romance. Or like, you get into a relationship, become one of those relationship vloggers, or someone that makes their whole social media page about their relationship, and you gain an audience off of that. So I feel like relationships, a partnership of some kind plays into how your career pans out. But I don't necessarily think like you're going to be like huge famous, unless you end up dating a celebrity or something and you're like known as the person that dated that celebrity. That could happen. Maybe you acquire financial freedom through event planning or being at an event or some sort of celebration, and you meet someone who can fund your lifestyle. I don't know. I think your career, again, is a windy path, pile 2, and it's not conventional, and it just doesn't pan out the way a lot of people's lives pan out. And I just see you just being free. I desire that for you, pile 2. I hope that is something that happens quickly enough for you, because I think like any type of career or job that you're in right now is like, get me out of here. Like, you are supposed to be a free person. You're not supposed to be tied down. That devil in reverse lets me know that. You are giving like air sign Gemini energy for sure. Alright. Maybe even Sagittarius too, like, you know? Alright, pile 2, please, Spirit, pile 2. What did I ask in pile 1? How did I frame the question? I don't remember. I guess advice. What advice does pile 2 need for their career? Okay. The card flew again. We have empathy and surrender on the bottom of the deck. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Empathy and surrender. I can release my need to control. So I feel like, again, in terms of how your career pans out, it's like a windy path. So you just need to kind of surrender to that. And empathy, what advice do you need for your career? I think you need to be open to seeing both sides of a situation in terms of your life, and like accept, like, sometimes you have to work jobs that you don't necessarily want to do to be successful later on in life. It's just like, again, a means to an end. I think, you know, a job can lead you to a better opportunity sometimes, but also just continue to approach life and people around you with empathy, because that also could lead you to this better opportunity that's going to lead you to your financial freedom. And yeah, that's what I have for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, consider liking the video and consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! Hi, pile 3. If you chose Celestite, then this is your reading, and we will be figuring out if you are meant to be famous. So, start with the tarot deck, and we're just going to directly ask, see what comes out, and then we'll get some more information on what career you're meant to pursue in general. Alright, pile 3, please, Spirit, pile 3. Let's get into their vibe, their energy. Alright, pile 3, please. Is pile 3 meant to be famous? Oh, card flew out. The world in reverse. Interesting. Pile 3 meant to be famous. Queen of Swords in reverse. Is pile 3 meant to be famous? Oh. Okay. Ooh, Knight of Wands in reverse. Interesting. When the world came out reversed, my first thought was that there's a possibility that you are. Just not in an international sense. Like, you are, like, your name remains national, so it remains in your country. Like, there's people in your country that know who you are, but the whole world doesn't. But then the Queen of Swords came out reversed as well, and the Knight of Wands came out reversed. And now I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is just a straight up no. Unless you are meant to be famous and it's in a way that's out of your control. And not in a way that, like, it's something that you sought after and desired and, like, chased with passion and drive. It's kind of like you could be famous nationally, or maybe infamous. So maybe it's not in your control. It's kind of what I feel. Because the Queen of Swords is someone who is in her element. She's very controlled, very focused, determined, blunt, direct. She's a boss. you know, she's that girl. So for her to be reversed and the Knight of Wands to be reversed kind of makes me feel like it's either, it's just like, yeah, you could be famous for all the wrong reasons, or things that weren't out of your control, things that you didn't might want to be famous for. Sound like that lady that was on the plane and she was like, that motherfucker right there is not real. Like, you think she wants to be known for that? You think she grew up and was like, oh yeah, I want to be famous one day for yelling on the plane and saying, that motherfucker right there is not real, you know? But people might see her and recognize her and be like, oh, you were that lady who was losing her shit on the plane. Yeah. I don't know, pile 2 or pile 3. I don't know, it's interesting. Or even like the hide your kids, hide your wife guy. But like, he turned a situation that was like a meme into something profitable. So it could pan out that way. And in that situation wasn't totally insane. It was entertaining though. But not insane like that lady on the plane. You might not be looking for fame, and it's not something that you would desire. Maybe even you're just watching this to be entertaining, and you're like, oh, let's see if I am meant to be famous. And then you click on this pile, and you're like, oh no. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's either yes, you are, and it's gonna be for something that's out of your control, and it's, yeah, you're infamous for something, or like famous because of a meme or something like that. Because it doesn't have to be negative. It could be like that Antoine Dodson guy, or you might go viral on TikTok. You post something completely like, you're like, oh, this is funny, and you post it and it's like boom. Or like you have a hit tweet or something like that, and you gain like a following off something that it was totally just like blasé. Like it wasn't something that you were really like, whatever. And you threw it out there and it goes boom. Or like someone posts a video of you and it just goes boom. And then now people know who you are, but not all over the world. It kind of stays small. Confined to like your country or your state, or maybe even your county or your city. Maybe it's not an online thing at all. It's something that stays in your city, and I don't know, people, they know you for some reason because of something in your city. Maybe you win like, well, I don't know if you win anything, because like the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands are in reverse. Oh, that's what I've got. Yeah, so it's either a straight up no, or it's like you are known for something that's not necessarily in your control, is what I'm getting. Alright, so let's figure out what you should pursue career-wise. Alright, pile 3, please. What career should pile 3 pursue? What career should pile 3 pursue? The Page of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Lord, what's going on with you, pile 3? What career should pile 3 pursue? The Sun reverse? Temperance on the bottom of the deck. I'm like, why is everything reversed? It makes me feel like right now you are struggling with money. Yeah. And I also feel like you're struggling with your passion. And like the Page of Wands, it's like, kind of like a childlike curiosity and energy to want to discover and create, something like that, to that sense. And I think that's something you struggle with, is like your happiness and your joy and your spark. And I don't think this is saying this is what you should pursue. I think you need to find a balance again between practicality and your dreams. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it just feels like pile 3, you're regimented maybe. I don't know if you're happy. Yeah. I just feel like you're not happy. And you should be. Like, you deserve to be. I don't think this is saying your career is gonna make you broke, depressed. You're not gonna have any passion, any drive. No, the Temperance on the bottom of the deck, which has been a minute since I've read what temperance means. So I'm gonna go to the book for the first time in this video, which I'm really happy about. I think I missed it. So, yeah, balance. Moderation, balance, and patience are essential for the control of volatile influences and imposing demands. There is potential for progress as business, relationship, or family grows. Use your experience in diplomacy to harmonize conflict and keep projects moving forward. This card also suggests reconciliation so relationships can be repaired. So I feel like you didn't balance pragmacy and what you desired and what you dreamed for your life to pan out. And I think you've lost like your childlike nature, your wonder. And so what you pursue, or you should pursue, should be these cards upright. Something that is like a new business idea that makes you happy. But like, I think you've stifled those ideas in the past, so we're like, any opportunity for those voices to come back up, they're like immediately quieted. So your imagination in a sense has been defeated, if that makes sense. So I think there's some things that you need to work on, and I think before we can even really go down the path of like what career you should pursue, I think you need to get back in touch with your childlike nature and your imagination. So like reading, drawing, painting, art, like creating should be a goal right now. What career should pile 3 pursue? But then also, part of me felt like for some of you, you're going to work with people who are in this space, who are lost, who are broken, who are struggling with money, who are unhappy. And so I feel like a nonprofit makes sense too. I think it's like, for a lot of people, they were meant to hear like that message that I said before. But then again, I was getting like, you are helping people like this. So it's kind of like split, like which side you land on. But for some of you, the career you're meant to pursue is where you are working at as a volunteer, a nonprofit or something. Because that's what the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Not like your money is kind of funny, but you're around people that are down on their luck, who have lost motivation, lost their sense of wonder, and you kind of like help them. With the Hierophant being in reverse too, I think that's like, you can help people that are lost, have fallen out of structure and need like guidance, and kind of like be a mentor for them. And then also, like, if that doesn't resonate, then it could be the Hierophant reverse, that you pursue a career that's not traditional, like something that you didn't go to school for. Yeah. What else? What career should pile 3 pursue? Yeah, the Devil reversed, like, you need a sense of freedom in your life. I don't think a 9 to 5 is like your drive. I don't think you want to be tied down. Like, you want... I love how Temperance showed back on the bottom of the deck. 4 of Pentacles underneath it. You don't want to be tied down. 4 Pentacles underneath that. You might, like, get some sort of investment, or like an inheritance or something that helps with money for you to be able to pursue something like this, where either you have time to get your childlike sense of wonder back after a time of being depressed, or you have inherited money or won some sort of like large sum of money or something like that, to where you can work at a nonprofit to help people and like be out in the streets and help like homeless people. Like that lady that, like, she's on TikTok. She, like, has, like, a van and goes around and, like, gives food to people and stuff like that. And I forgot what her name is. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. So, we're going to wrap this up. Alright, one more card, please. What career should pile 3 pursue? Yeah, 2 of Pentacles in reverse again, like the imbalance with money. Like, money is kind of like, it comes and it goes. And like, so working on that is going to be good for your career, because I think there's going to be times where your money's up and your money's going to be down. So maybe like for some of you, like you serve, like you're a server, and like, or like you have a tip-based income, something similar to that. But like in general, I feel like you're going to have good times with money and then bad times with money. And so saving your money, that 4 of Pentacles that showed up too, is going to be imperative, like kind of hoarding it so that when you are struggling and money's not coming in, as it's not flowing in as much before, then you have that reserve of money that you can rely on. So like having an emergency savings is going to be good for you. So yeah, I don't see you doing a traditional job at all, pile 3. It's going to look different for everyone that watches this pile. But I think some of you are going to be helping people, or some of you are going to be trying to figure out what you want to do for a minute. And I can't really help you do that, because it's like, this is kind of like a hodgepodge of different energies, I feel like. And then, so there's no one set answer for everybody. It's not a size fit all. One size fits all situation here with these cards, I feel like. But yeah, I think saving your money is going to be good. And let's see what the Oracle cards have to say. I'm curious, for real. I'm going to leave the tarot cards out, because I didn't do that for the other piles, but I need some more information. Alright, pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile 3. Is pile 3 meant to be famous? Says improving health. Yeah. I feel like your focus is more on like your life and how to get out of this slump, and how to get your money up, and just like, yeah. And then it's up to you is on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like really situationally for everybody, fame, the potential for it is up to them. Like I said before, it's kind of like split, where like some of you it's like straight up no, it's not gonna happen, and then other of you it's like, yeah, you might get famous for the wrong reasons or accidentally. And then yeah, improving your health, improving the health of your finances, and improving your mental health. And for some of you, yeah, your physical health is going to be more of a focus than anything. Maybe some of you are like disabled, and so like you're trying to get on like disability, and you're trying to figure out like just how to get out of a slump or something like that. Okay. Pile 3, please. Pile 3. What advice does pile 3 need for their career? What advice does pile 3 need for their career? Worry almost came out. What advice does pile 3 need for their career? Ooh. I'm not taking that. Death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So yeah, maybe you're going through a huge ending in your life. Envy's on the bottom of the deck anyway. Yeah, maybe you're going through a huge ending right now. So a lot of chapters are ending, so I can't really be the one to guide you to the beginning in this reading. But yeah, I think a lot of transitions are happening for a lot of people in general. This year has been tough, for sure. I feel like I've lived 3 lives in this year alone. But yeah, I definitely feel like circumstances will improve in time for you, pile 3. So I hope this doesn't feel like a confirmation of any negative things, like any negative emotions that you might have felt about yourself or about life. So I don't know if you need to like go through my pick a card readings or go to another channel or something and look for like advice reading, something to be more uplifting, because the question that we answered here is not going to be like an advice reading or anything like that. I mean, it was supposed to be fun, like, are you meant to be famous, you know? And then this pile's kind of been like a Debbie Downer fear. But yeah, envy. I think you might struggle with that, with like other people and like their lives, and like compare might be an issue for you, and it might be part of the reason like you struggle with like any mental health issues. Like if you're depressed because you're like watching other people's lives or watching other people thrive, but like your journey is not going to look like everybody else's, pile 3. You know, it's different for sure, and there's like a lot of healing that needs to happen for you in your life, for you to get into a better space, for sure. But I'm here to tell you not to give up, please, because like this 10 of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, but there's going to be a time in life where like things move quickly for you, and you're quickly getting out of a situation that might not be for your best interest, with this improving health advice card here. Alright, so that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope that you enjoyed that reading, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!